The new Mansions DLC in GTA Online has finally come out today, and for the rest of this video, I will show you guys some of the most important features, along with the prices of these different mansions. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and let's dive into it. After updating your game for the first time, when you log into GTA Online, you will be hit with some different texts and emails. The first one is pretty much saying that a bunch of new vehicles have the missile lock-on jammer, and Rockstar do actually provide us with a full list of this, so you can just scroll down and see some of these ones. Some really nice ones in fact. For example, the Ubermac Niobe is probably my favourite one so far, just really nice to have this, alongside the HSW upgrades. Even some different helicopters as well, so yeah, just really nice. An email that you will get is from the Pricks Luxury Real Estate. This will be the new website where you can access and purchase these different mansions. So when you go over to the website and press choose your property, you will see 3 of them located on the map. I think this is really interesting because it looks like Rockstar could potentially expand on this. I really do hope that this will be the case in future. And for the prices of these mansions, to me at least, I do think they are relatively cheap compared to what everyone was probably expecting. Obviously, with this $2 million mansion discount from playing through the free listing missions, it is genuinely a really nice saving. But even then, if you did not complete the listing missions, I still think this is a really solid price, with the most expensive mansion without any upgrades costing just under $13 million. I genuinely think this is so balanced, and at some point everyone can pretty much get their hands on one if they decide to. When you select one of these mansion properties, you'll then have all of these different customization options. I will not try and bore you guys with all of the things. Obviously you guys can see it as I am going along, but yeah, there is a ton of customization by the looks of it. And just remember, this is just on the website. When you actually purchase a mansion, you will be able to customize the inside through the interaction menu. I think the most important things here are the additional rooms. You can get an armory inside the mansion, the arcade, which will be a sort of small room with different arcade slots if you already previously have the arcade property. You can also have access to a podium where you can put any of your personal vehicles on this, and I will show you how to do that as well later on. And the best one there, in my opinion, is the vehicle workshop. It turns out you can actually apply the HSW upgrades here with this vehicle workshop, which is honestly so nice. It will save you having to go over to the LS car meet each time you want to do that, unless you have a GTA Plus membership and take it over to the Vinewood Car Club garage. We then have the security, and the security is a surprisingly really expensive upgrade. As you will see when I add this, it does cost $1.7 million. However, they will have some different advantages, which might make it worth the upgrade. I mean, we can sort of see it from the description. They will reduce the risk of businesses being raided or bolster existing businesses. Now, this is only a description, so it might just be describing what these security guards will do. But after the security upgrade, we can also have the AI assistant, and I do genuinely think that the AI assistant might be one of the main reasons you want to get a mansion property. There is so many different advantages, and there is even a GTA Plus advantage with this as well. When you click on this tab, you can actually select a different voice or personality of this AI assistant. The one that I picked was very interesting to say the least.
So good to meet you. I'm Angel. Can I call you Daddy?
But once you select that, you can then go over to the Overview tab to get a final price of your mansion. And this cost me $15.3 million with that $2 million discount. After purchasing that, you might be also wondering if you can have multiple, and the answer is yes. As you'll see, I went onto this second property called the Vinewood Residence. I did not fully upgrade it or anything. I just went to the purchase page and spent another 10 mil. And just like that, I have 2 mansions. So yeah, I think that's really cool already. One thing to note is that the garages in these mansion properties will only be 20 cars in total. So if you get all 3 mansion properties, you will have up to 60 cars storage space. I don't think that's too bad. And with the added fact you can also have your own personal vehicle workshop in each one, if you decide to add that upgrade, I think it definitely makes it worthwhile. In this cutscene, you are also introduced to Michael, so yeah, really cool to see this. When the cutscene eventually finishes with Michael leaving, this is now where you can explore your mansion. And let me just say to you guys, it is kind of easy to get lost at first. There is just so many different features. The first place that I went to was this sort of business area. The main computer at your mansion property will be the MCT, so you can manage pretty much all of your businesses apart from a few, and this is genuinely a great thing to have. However, if you already have a terabyte, you might have already got the MCT MCT inside there, and I still think that the terabyte MCT is still one of the best features, but this will still be genuinely incredible to have. To now talk about this AI assistant, which I think is probably the best thing overall, the first thing that I do want to clear up is that GTA Plus AI assistant extra feature. So if you do have GTA Plus and select the Vinewood Car Club app, you will now have a new option to manage staff members. As of right now, I am really unsure if this is actually tied to this AI assistant or not, because of course it is still in the Vinewood Car Club app. But yeah, even if it isn't, I still think it's a great thing to have. You can send out Rooster McCraw from the hangar, your different warehouse staff, and probably my favorite by far is the bail office staff agents, because these things are annoying to send off normally. So yeah, if you have GTA Plus, you will probably love that feature. And now for this AI assistant, you will notice around your mansion property, you will have these sort of tablets on the wall, and in this main business section, you pretty much have the full AI on this TV screen. When you walk over to these different tablets or TV screen, you will have all of these different options. The first one is the fast travel feature. Any properties or businesses that you own, you can fast travel straight to them from the mansion, which is genuinely a nice feature. I think the main reason to use this fast travel thing is really for the MC businesses specifically, and at the time of recording this video, I did have another idea in mind. Let's say, for example, you sit down at this MCT inside the business section, you go to sell one of your MC businesses or other businesses, which is all the way across the map. I do genuinely wonder if we can just do that from here and then use the fast travel feature to get over to that business without wasting any time. That is something that I will definitely be testing over the next few days. I really hope we can do that. I think it just makes the most sense. Underneath the fast travel feature, we have the business production boost, and this is also another extremely useful thing, potentially another reason to purchase a mansion property. When you select this, you will see that you have all of these different options depending which businesses you have, and as it says there in the description, this will temporarily boost the production speed of these things. You can only select one business and there will be a massive 24-hour cooldown before you can do it again, and because this update is still fresh, we don't really have any solid numbers on how long this boost will last. I do believe it might be a 30-minute boost to these supplies at these businesses. I still think that's pretty good, and especially the acid lab boost, because if you guys did not know already, the acid lab can also be boosted inside as well by mixing the chemicals. So combining these two things together could potentially make the acid lab one of the fastest ways to make money, but like I've already mentioned, we don't really have any solid numbers and if that even works, but give it a few weeks or so and I'm sure we will have more evidence to see if that works or not. This will also be a really nice thing to do if one of these things gets a bonus in some event, for example an MC business bonus or all of them. You can really just focus on one individually and make a lot of cash fast, or at least a little bit faster. With this feature as well, you might also be thinking, if you have multiple mansions, can this be done across all three of them? And unfortunately the answer is no. You can only do this one time, no matter how many mansions you have, so you will have to wait the entire day for the reset. So kind of unfortunate with that, but still pretty cool. We then have the champagne service, pretty standard, the option to host a party, exit via a personal vehicle inside the mansion property, exit via a luxury vehicle, which is also a super nice feature. You can just get a mansion property and use this to get a Niobe like that. Obviously you cannot keep it or anything, but still pretty nice. And then exit via helicopter, which is now quite a standard feature with most businesses, like for example the agency and office. So yeah, hopefully you guys can already see that the AI assistant has some real potential. Another thing to note about the AI assistant is the fact you can call this on your phone. However, you do lose access to things like the fast travel. I think that would have been insane to see if we had the fast travel feature by calling this assistant, but you still have some pretty nice basic options as well, which is always nice. The next feature that I want to discuss is the Podium Car if you guys buy this. Now you might be a little bit confused on how to get the Podium Car there if you did buy the upgrade. First of all, you need to have any vehicle inside the mansion garage, and inside the garage, if you run over to the vehicle management circle, hover over the car that you want as the Podium, you'll then see the button to press there at the bottom. And what I really like about this as well is the fact you can still call this personal vehicle off the Podium. Now this could technically be annoying because if you guys have two of the same vehicle, you might not really know which one you are calling. However, I do believe that the Podium vehicle is right at the top when you are selecting the garage through the mechanic. If this is not the case, make sure that you leave a comment below. The next place that I thought I had to mention is this sort of arcade room. You can only get this if you already have an arcade, supposedly. And do I think it's really that worth it? Maybe not. Then again, it really just depends what you guys want. I don't think it's too bad. I think the room itself looks really cool. And you can access your different arcade slot machines from the touchscreen on the wall. There is also a nightclub sort of room, so I'm guessing when you guys host a mansion party, this thing will be packed. The armory is also Up next, quite a standard thing, it's sort of similar to the agency armory without the requisition officer. You can buy some different armor, obviously change the loadout that you currently have, and purchase weapons. In terms of customizing your mansion, when you open the interaction menu and select Mansion Management, this is where you can access the customization options and change a bunch of things, some different artwork styles, and you can go around the whole mansion property and potentially do this. I will not bore you guys with that, but that is where you can find it. For some additional features, we then have the gym equipment outside, and this will allow your character to actually perform these gym actions. You will have a daily reps counter and a personal best, and working out will actually increase your character's strength, and it even says there that performing reps at maximum strength will give you an additional temporary bonus. Now for what this temporary bonus is, I would probably expect it to be a health bonus, maybe something similar to BST, so if you guys are into PvP or something like that, it could potentially be worth doing this. Next up, for the first time in GTA Online history, we can actually have our own pets. If you walk over to the kennel inside your mansion property, you can purchase any one of these dogs, which is really cool, and the same thing is also true with cats. So another really nice little feature. I'm sure a lot of players will be liking this. It just makes these mansion properties just that little bit better and more homely. And sometimes when you guys switch sessions, your pet will actually be on the bed that you spawn in, sort of similar to the agency property where sometimes Chop can be on the bed. For most part, that is everything covered with the mansion. Obviously there is a lot more things, for example a swimming pool inside, a spa area that will lower your mental state if you stay in it long enough, and other little features like this that we have seen before. But yeah, for the most part, these are the best features, or most important and new ones. If I missed any of the mansion features that you think should have been included there, definitely make sure to leave a comment. At this point in the video, I want to shift our focus to the new vehicles. First up, on the Legendary Motorsport website, you can find the new Grotti GT750, not a bad price for this vehicle. There is then the Pifter Extreme, very expensive, at just under $3 million. And then if you guys have GTA Plus, you should be able to get the Vapid FMJ Mark V for completely free. This will also have access to the HSW upgrades. And yes, I did test this up against the Banshee GTS, and it does seem that the FMJ Mark V is just a little bit slower. However, when just driving this around, it genuinely does feel a lot faster, and the traction really does not feel bad compared to a lot of the other HSW upgradable cars. I think it is worthwhile, and if you guys are wondering when this comes out officially, it should be next week. But yeah, if you want to get this vehicle now, the only way to do it is through GTA Plus. Another new vehicle is over on the Southern San Andreas Super Autos website. This one is called the Ubermax Sentinel XS4. This one looks pretty clean as well. It will be a 4-seater, and all of these new cars will also have the missile lock-on jammer available to apply. In terms of more new vehicles, I really could not find anything else. There might be one or two of them that I have missed, and just like before, if you guys have noticed that, make sure to leave a comment. I think the final thing that I want to talk about in this video is these new sort of missions tied to the Mansion DLC. So when you log into GTA Online, you will get a message from an unknown caller. You will be then instructed to go over to a payphone, and this is how you will start the new missions. I completed all 5 of them. They are honestly not too bad to do, and I will not be spoiling them in this video because of course you guys can actually play through these things without the mansion property itself. The only thing that I will reveal is the payout at the end. So after completing all of these things, which will roughly take you around an hour and a half, depending on how fast you run through them and the difficulty that you play on, you will get a pretty nice $500,000 payout, potentially just a little bit more if you guys complete some bonus challenges, for example completing it under 10 minutes, not losing a life, having 0 hacks failed, and getting 35 headshots. I only narrowly missed out on the elite challenge by a few seconds, and even after completing this, when I thought the payout was done, I got a first time bonus of $250,000. I'm not exactly sure if this was just from the career reward tab, completing all of them on the hard difficulty, and even after this I got another $400,000, I believe from completing the weekly challenge, which was completing the last mission as a leader. So yeah, I would say it is worth doing this thing. It's still a pretty nice payout. You don't really have to do it again if you don't want to, but there is one more reason to play these things, and it really is down to the Michael missions. At this time of recording this video, I do not have access to them, and after looking through Twitter, a lot of people are sort of in the same boat. Supposedly, if you complete all 5 of these first missions, after waiting around in a GTA Online session, you will eventually get contacted by Michael. So yeah, if this has happened to you already, and you know what to expect, or maybe know how to trigger these things, make sure to leave a comment. But yeah guys, for the most part, that is pretty much everything, or at least the most important things from this update. And just like other DLCs, we still have some drip-fed vehicles which will be coming to the the game eventually, so over the next few weeks or months, we can expect to see them. Like I've mentioned multiple times already, if I have missed anything in this video, feel free to leave a comment below. I do also believe that there will be some different clothing items. That is one thing I have not completely looked at yet, because there's just so many different clothing items already in the game. But yeah, if you guys went on to enjoy this video or even want a walkthrough on these missions, make sure to leave a comment below. And yeah, if you went on to enjoy this video or it helped you out in any way, shape or form with the mansions or even some of the new different things, leave a like on this video. I always do appreciate your support. And if you are new to the channel and like what you see, subscribe and hit that bell icon to never miss a video. Finally guys, stay safe, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.